In this video, I'm going to talk about abstract classes and abstract methods. A class is said to be abstract if it has at least one abstract method. But what is an abstract method? Take a look at this example. We have an animal class, and inside that we have this method shout. If you observe, there is no specific sound that every animal makes. Dog will shout like a dog, maybe bow bow, and cat will shout like a cat, maybe purr, something of that sort. So it's not really appropriate to have this method in the animal class. One solution for this is to override this method and give dog its own behavior. For example, I just copy this, paste it over here. With the override annotation, I'm going to say bow bow. Great, but this doesn't really solve the problem. The reason is, let's say we have another animal class, maybe say pig. It's going to shout differently. And let's say I forgot to override this method shout in the pig class. Now when I create an object of pig class and call this method shout, it's going to result in calling this method, and the behavior is inappropriate. Pig supposed to shout like maybe oink, oink, but it's going to shout differently like an animal, which is completely inappropriate. So what is the solution for this? We use abstract methods. An abstract method does not have any implementation at all. That means we just simply get rid of this. There should be nothing inside this. And since there is nothing, there is no meaning of this curly braces. We delete that as well. But every statement ends with a semicolon, and we end with a semicolon. The reason why we have error here is we haven't yet marked this method as abstract. And when we have at least one method which is of abstract, we're going to have to take care of marking that class as abstract as well. When we have a class as abstract, there are two things that's going to happen. One is whichever class is extending an abstract class is forced to give implementation for all the abstract methods. So I'll have to copy this and actually we do already have that method implemented in here. And there is no purpose of override annotation here because we are now forced to give implementation. But in cat class, we don't have the implementation for the abstract method shout. So that's what we're going to do. Copy this, and shout like a cat. Whatever. We have another error here. Let's see what it is. Alright, we get rid of this word abstract. Well and good. Now the second thing that's going to happen when you mark the class as abstract is nobody can ever create an instance of this class. And that makes sense because there is no implementation for this method. For example, I create an object of this class animal and I call this method. Where are the statements? Where is the implementation? What would be the behavior? There's nothing. A class which is incomplete. So that's why we have errors in here. We can't have an object of that class. But what we can do is this. We can have an object of its child classes and have the reference type as animal. By doing so, you can always call the methods inside the animal class as well anyways. Hope that makes sense. Now just in case if you don't implement all the methods, for example, I get rid of this in here, then you're going to have to mark this class as abstract too. By doing so, whichever class is extending the dog class will have to give the implementation for this abstract method. So inside our German Shepherd class, we're gonna have that implementation. But looks like we have an error here. Can you guess what this error is? Alright, the error is for this. We can't have a class which is both final and abstract. Now can you guess the reason? That's because when we make a class as final, then we cannot extend this class. And without extending, we cannot give implementation for abstract methods. So it has to be either one of these. I'll get rid of the final in here. And let's get rid of this object as well, because that's going to cause compile time errors. Now since dog is also an abstract class, we can't create an object. Let's get rid of that keyword. And let's put back that method. All right. Now you would definitely have errors in here as well, since we made the animal class as abstract. So let me just comment that out. And I guess you are capable enough to deal with these errors that are going to come inside this class. All right.